Hey guys, it's me Drew from Drew and Kim Plays, and I'm here with Josh. We just finished locals at Get Some Game, and he's gonna give me a deck profile today on Fluffals.
Yeah, so I'm playing Going second Fluffals. I think this list is pretty standard, though I do play some weird things, especially in the side deck. I think my side deck's crazy. So I went 3-1 today. I did pretty well. I lost round 2. I just played badly, but didn't lose any games in any of my other rounds, so it all went pretty smoothly overall.
He beat me. I was playing steroids, and that ended in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it just got really lucky. But the deck breaks, but when it doesn't break, you OTK through anything, and it just feels great to play. So starting off, playing. These are our best Fluffals. We got 3 bear and 3 dog. So bear searches Toy Vendor, which is one of the craziest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Just insane. We'll get to that later. So you definitely want to max out on this because you want to see Toy Vendor as much as possible. Fluffal Dog searches any Fluffal or Edge and Sabers. I mean, if you've seen any deck, you know you want your searchers. Dog is also really good.
6 starters.
Yeah, 6 starters really. Even more if you play Foolish Burial Goods, which I chose not to play, but it's really good. But yeah, they're just so incredible. Like get you everything you need, and they're also prime for negations, and like usually you don't care, like that's fine. Like you'd rather get these things negated than any of the other cards because everything draws in this deck. And you're searching constantly. It's ridiculous. So then I'm playing 2 penguin and 1 dolphin. So these cards are really good, great effects. But on top of that, they're also level 4 waters. So we're gonna do Bahamut Shark into Totally Awesome.
Yeah.
Which I'll go over later.
Yes.
But it's really nice to come up because you struggle. 2 big things to struggle with is you're summoning a million monsters so you can get in a beard. Getting out of Toad quickly, like before your opponent catch your opponent off guard. Get the Omni Negate, especially if they haven't seen the deck. People who are more familiar with the deck will have seen it, but it's really good. But then also, going first, you really struggle. You need as many negations as possible.
Is Bahamut Shark standard in like?
Yeah. Since Dolphins come out, everyone plays Bahamut Shark, and for good reason. It's really good. And you just need as many negations going first as possible because the deck kind of struggles to do it. But with the most recent support, it's been really good.
More of like a popping deck.
Yeah. So you're really trying to OTK, but most opponents will realize that, make you go second, or make you go first rather, and it really struggles. So then, like another just crazy card, Fluffal Wings. Can't get over how just insane it is. So the people who are most familiar with the deck will know to negate this. But if you catch people off guard, the card literally says draw 3, which is every other card that does anything remotely close to draw 3 that's banned. This card's insane. You could play 1. Same thing. You can play 1, 2, or 3 penguin. Definitely want to play less than 3 of each of the dog and the bear. And you can definitely play 2 dolphin. 2 dolphin might be right. I just don't have a second dolphin on me. But yeah, you can play second dolphin. Space is also really tight, so I like these ratios. But like these are somewhat flexible. You could also play 3 wings, absolutely. It just can brick. That's why I only play 2. But these are not at all flexible.
So you don't want to see? Do you want to see wing in the hand at all, or is like extra wing?
Yeah, wing in the hand is fine. You're fusioning, so your cards are always going to grave. Your toy vendors are discarding. You have ways to get rid of wings. You have ways to use wings. It's great. If you draw 3 wings, your hand's probably bad though. So that's still in consideration. Whereas if you draw like 3 bear and 3 dog, you're fine. And then lastly, just 2 1-ups, playing cat and owl.
I've never seen cat.
Yeah, so cat's like extremely good. I absolutely would not cut it. You could cut owl. You could play sheep as well as another thing that's often played. I don't like sheep anymore. I used to play sheep before the dolphin and Cruel came out, but now space is too tight and it doesn't really do enough. But yeah, cat when used as fusion summon gets you a poly back, which you want to recur poly as much as possible. That's awesome. And then owl doesn't come out so much. It has to be summoned, but if it is summoned, you can search poly, which is great. You just don't really want to summon too often.
You're gonna get Guardian Chimera eventually, right? Like, that's the deck.
Yeah. So this list doesn't have Guardian Chimera. If you have Guardian Chimera, 100% will play it. Extra deck is pretty tight, but it's not nearly as tight as the main deck. I'm playing 40 cards. You could bump it up to 42, 44. No problem. I just want as much consistency as possible, so I'm cutting out some of the more tech options.
Yeah.
3, then pretty standard list. I think pretty much everyone's on this. 3 chain, 3 scythe, 1 sabers. Sabers effect isn't that great, but it's searchable by all your effects. It's some search Fluffal monsters, and you need this for your best for some of your best friends.
And it's a lark.
Sorry, it's a what?
And it's a lark.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, super happy to get this art. It looks so good. But then chain ridiculous. Like, it searches your Frightfur, and then the Frightfur draws 2 cards.
Yeah, I think you chained me today.
Yeah. So like, if you've never seen Fluffal, it's like the first time seeing Fluffal, the deck has cards in hand constantly if things are going well. Oftentimes you're above hand on that. Like, you gain so much, and this is helping you get there. Edge and Scythe, one of the newer cards I'm talking about. Newer relatively, they're about a year old now, but lets you fusion summon in your opponent's turn, which is incredible. Before it wasn't that good, but Cruel, you're going to be summoning Cruel, and it's so disruptive. Really good.
That's what got me.
Yeah, Cruel's so good.
Like, he set one pass, I'm like, yeah, and then he baited out my Gamma, and then like he fusioned my turn.
Yeah, so that's really good. And then Scythe. Scythe also, if a Frightfur fusion would be destroyed, you can banish it from the graveyard instead, which will get into how that's really useful later. But like your opponent just often will not realize that and will run into innovations. And then last monsters that we're playing just some generic stuff. Gamma, absolutely wouldn't have cut. Played Gamma, play Gamma, play Gamma. Like, no questions asked. You need to play 3 Gamma as a driver. Nibiru was really my 40th card. I was playing like 2 Nibiru, 3 Nibiru, but it was pushing me above, and I can't find anything to cut. I really don't know about this. I'd probably play a Foolish Burial Goods instead. Nibiru didn't really come up. Scythe, I actually activate Scythe once this entire tournament, but it, like theory says it's perfect, and I agree. It just didn't come with this tournament, but it's going to come up. Again, your goal going first is to make your opponent not do anything, like just pass going second, so you can OTK. Because you're not playing fair, so you gotta play with some garbage to get through and get something to OTK.
Yeah, and that Gamma really shafted me today.
But yeah, Gamma's so good. Like because you're searching with spells and you're using Toy Vendor effect and everything. You're doing a lot of very important effects before you summon the monster.
Yeah.
So and then of course you want to go second, so you can just Gamma defensively when your opponent's going first as well. It's really good. All right, the actual best card in the deck. Maybe the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Toy Vendor. Has 2 really good effects, and nothing's in turn. So you can activate any number of times a turn. You can activate both of its effects any number of times a turn. It's ridiculous. So like it discards a card. First effect when it's on the field, it discards a card to draw 1 card. If it's a Fluffal, you can summon any monster from your hand. Doesn't have to be a Fluffal. Doesn't have to be an Edge Jump. You can summon Nibiru, like whatever. It really helps with some damage. But even if you whiff, it's fine because there's so many cards you need to discard to get advantage. So, like often I'll do an Edge of Chain and that'll let me search, or I'll get a Fluffal Wings which will set me up so I can banish Fluffal Wings to draw 3. It's just incredible. But by far, like that effect's really good. By far the better effect though is if it is sent to the graveyard, you can add any Fluffal or Edge and Sabers from your deck to your hand. You want to do that at least twice on your turn. If you can do it 3-4 times, it's even better. The reason why Foolish Burial Goods is good and why you would play it, Fluffal Dolphin. So if you the combo of Foolish Burial Goods, Foolish Burial Goods sends Toy Vendor, which triggers Toy Vendor. You get the Dolphin. Normal's Dolphin, you set your Toy Vendor with a Dolphin effect, and then it mills the wings. So then, as long as you have a Fluffal in hand, you can use Wings effect. Boom, you just you've drawn 3 cards and set up your graveyard off of 1 Foolish Burial Goods. So I really should be playing it. I'm not don't really have a good reason why I'm not.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's so much advantage.
Yeah, and then you know, it's easy to think like, okay, well, there's my toy vendor effect for the turn, but no.
It's soft ones per turn.
It's like you send another toy vendor to the grave. The card you card goes back to that one toy vendor that you foolish burial goods have searched you 2 cards. It's ridiculous. It's completely insane.
Like I drolled him, impermed him, and bailered him. He still played through an OTK. Like there's so much advantage.
So for fusion, this is where if you're playing really budget, you can play 1. We're only playing 2 because we're playing Verte. So you can only activate once per turn. So I'm looking to activate 1 and looking to Verte 1. It's a miracle fusion, so you can banish monsters from the field and graveyard for the fusion summon. And yeah, like this is how you OTK, but you can OTK without it. It's gonna get you the OTK. Definitely don't play 3. Definitely don't play 3. It's definitely bricky. But if you're not playing Verte, play 1. Otherwise, 2 is perfect. Then we're playing 1 Fright for Repair and 1 Toy Parade. These are here just to be sent with Cruel Whale. They both have really good effects in the graveyard.
This is really new.
Yeah. This card came out in Brothers of Legends, so it's actually the newest card support. But this card's insane. Like I wasn't seeing a lot of people playing it, but now it seems pretty standard. You can banish it to special summon Fluffal from hand. Deck isn't really that normal summon reliant, but it does come up that you really need your extra normal summon. You need more monsters on field. This one's good there. Toy Parade I haven't used once yet. This is my first time playing with it. I still think it's good. You can banish it to add a level 4 or lower Fiend, so that's all your all your engines rather. You can just add them back to hand. But a couple weird things is it has to be grave, and it can't be the turn of a Scented Grave. So you need to have like Cruel Wheel in your opponent's turn. It's a little awkward. Its other effect is, very situationally relevant. You could probably cut Toy Vendor, or Toy Parade rather. I'm still testing it out. But yeah, Toy Parade treats itself as a first overkill. Then we got 3 Fright for Patchwork. I've said every card in this, I've said like 5 different cards are the best card in the deck. This one might be another best card contender. It has a Polymerization and an Edge Jump. Unfortunately, that means we have to play Polymerization, which is not very good, but it's extremely good in this deck. You have to play it, and you're going to be searching this pretty often. You just get your Poly and your Edge Jump chain, and you're plussing. It's a +1 that gets you to more pluses and more pluses. You're just getting so many cards in the end. I got drilled Lockboarded 4 times, and I still won 3-1 this tournament. So, like...
I drilled him. Didn't do anything.
Yeah, so, I was able to OTK it through it once, and the other 2 times, I braked, but I was able to set up enough defense to
put up 10k damage against me. Like, this deck is amazing.
And, 3 more, we got the Polymerization. Card is... Obviously, like everyone knows Poly, it's not that amazing. However, Patchwork has to search it, and we don't really have better options other than the Fright for Fusion. So, it's fine. And it's you're recurring it with Cat, Owl searching it. Yeah, it's fine. Like, I would love if they added some more fusions in it, but, you could. I've seen people play 2 Polymerization, I wouldn't recommend it, though.
They put a fusion from deck, this deck at home.
Yeah. If they had, which is why I highly recommend playing a bit of a Fallen of Valdez hybrid deck once that structure deck comes out, because Branded Fusion is going to be insane. But I think everyone will be playing Branded Fusion, I think we're going to be on that too. It gives us more go first potential. And my 4th card, Call by the Grave, would never cut it. You're going to get hand trapped and everything out the wazoo. And it's good situationally to stop. You're going second, it's good situationally to stop just random effects in the graveyard, like whatever it's on.
You think Called's fine at 1 or 3? What do you want to play?
Well, I mean, it's limited, so I have to play it at 1. I would 100% play it at 3. 100%. I'd probably play it at 5 if I could. But
I wish it was at 3, but it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's completely. It's so good. Then the extra deck. This thing I change all the time, but it's what I'm working with currently. So for links, I got Cross Sheep, Verte, Dagda, and Appaloosa.
This card's crazy. Yeah, I didn't see it today, thankfully, but that's crazy.
Yeah, so Cross Sheep, completely mandatory, and Appaloosa I would also probably say mandatory until the structure comes out. The other 2 are optional. Yeah, just so many times you really need just to recur something. Cross Sheep does that, and it also Cross Sheep chain blocks a lot of your effects. This deck's super good at chain blocking. you're like, oftentimes you're summoning Tiger and your opponent's like ready to like, strike it or I don't know,
Imperm.
Yeah, well, yeah, Imperm works, but like a lot of times they're trying to like change and negate it. Or just instead of any, you're going second, any monster negates are set up. Cross Sheep is one of the ways you get around that. Penguin also really good for that too. Draw 2, discard 1 on Penguin. I didn't talk about it, but it's completely broken. So you really need that option, and also you need to get monsters off the field sometimes. Definitely really good. Verte, if you play it, if you have it, play it. If you don't have it, you don't really need to go out and get it. It's not too expensive now, but I'd still recommend it if you have it. But again, you don't need to. So once you've set up your whole combo, you've got like 4 or 5 Fluffals engraved with the Legend Sabers. You send Fray for Fusion. You summon Wolf and it attacks like 5-6 times at 2k apiece. That's well over lethal. At that point, you've easy won. And even if you can't do that, just getting access to any of the fusions will help you clear your opponent's board. So even if you can't TK, you wipe their resources, you're probably good. Dagda again, I never summoned Dagda, never got the Scythe out. But I just didn't have to go first too much this time. But when you do, you need Dagda. I guess now in this format it's not as good because you're seeing a lot more Eldritch and even like Sky Striker. You don't have to worry about they can live through not having access to their extra deck for a turn. So you could try without the Dagda and the Scythe, but it's just so easy to get to, and then you're summoning a fusion on your opponent's turn that destroys a card you control and a card they control. You destroy the Scythe, you get it out, it's perfect. Appaloosa, yeah, as I've said, I wouldn't cut it. A lot of times your opponent's just sitting on Nibiru like, alright, yep, just declare battle. And then you'll be like, alright, link 4, Appaloosa.
And you still play?
And then they'll be like, alright, I'll Nibiru, and you're like, okay, Appaloosa, and then OTK, yeah, no big deal. I've won countless games with that. And then going first, it's a negate that you can get to pretty easily, no big deal. And then as I was saying earlier, we got Bahamut Shark Toad, so it's just, it doesn't come up, I don't find it coming up too often, but when it does, it is completely good. You got the Penguin and you got the Dolphin. Penguin can summon Dolphin from hand, and you can get to this. Usually you can't keep them both on field, but that's what Cross Sheep is for. You might like fusion one off and then Cross Sheep back, whatever. So you get the 2, you get the together for the Shark, and then that gets you the Toad. And that's really good when that happens, because Totally Awesome is pretty good. And then in this case you've got these 2 and the Shark, as long as you get one other material somehow. There you go, you've got your Appaloosa, you've got 3 monster negates and an Omni negate. It's not bad at all. So that's it for the bad extra deck cards. Now we're talking the good stuff, the purple cards. Plan 1. So for our Sabers, Saber starters, we're playing 1 Wolf and 2 Tiger. If you're not playing Verte, do not play 2 Tiger. You only need 1. So because you can only control 1 Tiger, and link it off for Verte if you really need that. So Tiger is ridiculous. Tiger is probably my favorite fusion. It destroys cards equal to the materials used, and you can use any number of Fluffals along with an Edge of Sabers. So you can just throw away 3 or 4 Fluffals. You can just squeeze them out, no big deal. Just target all the problem cards your opponent has and blow them up. I did get Impermed a lot, and I did get Droplated out the wazoo today, and it sucks when that happens. But when that doesn't happen, you destroy everything, and also gives you attack buffs equal to 300 times the number of Frifers and Fluffals you control, which is huge. Wolf, I see a lot of people not play Wolf, and I really don't like that. I really think you should play 1 Wolf. It can attack a number of times equal to the number of materials you have, the same materials as Tiger, any number of Fluffals along with Edge and Sabers. You just use 2, and it's already pretty good. Attack them for 4k, along with any buffs it has, which you're probably going to have a Tiger for more buffs. But really, it gets crazy. Just from BM, you can banish 7, 8, 9 materials, and it can just attack just a ludicrous amount. It's hilarious, and it's actually really good.
Sorry for the noise, guys. It's crazy out of the noise.
Yeah. No, we had a bunch of people today. It was pretty good. And then I'll just throw out the rest of the fusions.
I didn't see Kraken out today.
Yeah, I didn't end up summoning Kraken today, but it is extremely good. Like you can get 2 Kraken on the field with, like nothing, and 2 on the field is 8,400 damage. 8,800 damage. My bad. So the deck OTK is insane. These can all be, these 4 can be made with any Fluffal and any Edge Imp, which is ridiculous. Like that is extremely generous, extremely nice. And then this one is just any Edge, any Fluffal or Edge Imp along with any fusion. So these are good. These are gonna help you OTK. But this is the one I really want to talk about. Cruel Will is pretty new. This is the card you're summoning every game. You're summoning probably 2 a game. You could play 3, and I wouldn't like bat an eye at it. Like this card is so good. So if it's fusion summoned, you can destroy a card in both fields. Which so you destroy a card you control and a card your opponent controls. Like it doesn't seem that amazing until you realize it doesn't target. And you're sending Edge. Oftentimes you're fusioning on your opponent's turn with Edge Scythe. And how Scythe works is if a fusion would be destroyed, including by its own effect, you can just banish it instead. So then you're getting the bonus. But one other thing I don't see people use too often, you can mill for attack boost, which the attack boost is relevant. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it gets you quick access to these engraved. So if you're going first, you probably want to, if your opponent's going first and you do it on their turn with the Edge of Scythe, you probably want to send the Toy Parade. I'll let you search on the next turn, and then you'll summon another Cruel Will, make another repair. Also, an interesting thing about these effects, not once per turn. So, I mean, you can't beat that. And then on top of all that great stuff you're getting, if I can find it, but the Toy Parades, you really want to destroy Toy Parade. If possibly, after you use Toy Parade, it's all good and you don't need it for wings. You destroy it, you get a search. So now you're even one, destroy one card is actually a +2. So you destroy one card, you gain a card.
So much plussing.
Yeah, the deck plus is out the wazoo. Alright, and then finally, run through the side deck. This thing I'm changing constantly. It's not, it's format dependent. You don't have to worry about it too much. But Lancia, I pretty much never put Lancia from any side deck.
I never see Lancia. I never have this card at my level, so this level.
Yeah, just people are playing Banishes all the time around here. So, it's fine.
I never. Guys, it's me, Drew. My phone ran out of memory recording the video, so I got a photo of the side deck because the store was about to close, and so I'm gonna close up the deck, the profile with the side deck. So 3 Lancia, 2 Nibiru, kind of self-explanatory side deck choices. For back row, he's got Red Reboot, Harvey Feather Duster, and 3 Twin Twister, good back row removal. 1 Necro Fusion, that's played in Fluffals, helps fusion on the opponent's turn, I'm fairly certain. And then Mind Control, I probably have to ask him what Mind Control is for. If you're watching this, Josh, let me know in the comments what Mind Control is for. And then 3 Heat Wave. He wanted me to talk about this. Basically, you Heat Wave when they make you go first, and then your opponent is not going to be able to do anything, and it's going to come right back to you, and you're going to OTK them. In his opinion, it's better than Cold Wave. I actually, kind of agree with him. But yeah, shout out to Josh. Thank you for being our first deck profile. Hopefully you can do some more for us in the future. And if you guys like deck profiles, me and Kendall will happily upload them because we love helping our locals and our friends, have a platform to post their deck profiles because, everyone's got their own decks and stuff and their own takes. And I thought this deck was incredibly interesting. And Kendall's been wanting to build Fluffal for a while, so that's how this came to be. But again, shout out to Josh, and thank you for the deck profile, man. And remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to join the family, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!